Recording in progress. Hey, good to see you again, Cole.
It's been so long. Hey, do you think people know that we record these one right after another and then
No, not,
release them
not a
on
chance. They're not smart enough to look and see that we have the same clothes on.
time?
But watch. Hey, if I do this though, this will throw them off.
Yeah, that'll throw them. And I changed my background, so
Totally a new day. And I'll change my background too. But right now I'm using my fake background that looks like I'm in my office. You and I are both in Death Valley right now. Nobody would know that though.
okay. Well, you've asked me not to tell, but John actually is serving a 3-year sentence for grand theft larceny, and he is in a prison cell, and he's got that background.
Yeah, I only have a few minutes here though, because somebody's in line wanting to.
Only got so much money on your card. Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
all right.
Okay.
So what are we talking about today? Today we're going to be talking about this that experience that it seems like everybody has, and that's that idea of why didn't I think about that? And it generally comes from, you're out there, especially in a workshop, because you're with a whole bunch of people, and you're at Zabriskie Point, your favorite location. And but even so, even at Zabriskie Point, as iconic and as that is, and derivative as the images tend to be, let's talk more about the situation. We're in the Faroe Islands and you're in a new place that nobody's ever been to, and you get back and we do a follow-up Zoom session, and somebody shows this like killer image that you didn't even, I mean, it didn't even register on your radar, and you sit there and you go, why the crap didn't I think
Oh,
of that?
that happened to be in the Pharaohs. When you
Did it?
showed me that window shot, I'm thinking, oh, why didn't I see that?
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. It's a
Yeah.
jealousy almost kind of thing, or you say, why aren't I seeing the way John saw, or the way Art saw, or John, whoever saw?
Roxanne.
Yes, right. Well, I never say, but but
Okay,
it's
Jim
a,
Norman. We'll
a
say Jim.
part jealousy and a part what's wrong with me? Why aren't I seeing that way? And it's very easily explained when you understand vision. We
Yeah, good
all
job. I
see
was
the
hoping you
way
would pivot.
we see how we see,
Yeah.
and we can admire. I can admire what you did in those church windows, but that was your vision and you saw it. I didn't. I don't need to feel jealous because I'm sure there's somewhere a shot I took and you thought, why didn't I see that there?
All the time.
It goes both ways.
Yeah.
And we just have to learn to accept how we see is how we see.
Well, I love that you pivoted to vision, because if in fact you and I, excuse me, believe so firmly about vision that we do, and what vision is, which in a nutshell is we see the world based on who we are as a human being, and all of our lived experiences inform how we see the world. Well, if that's
Yeah,
true, then you and I should see differently. We
we
should
should.
not see the same images. I do think we will at times. I think some things are so blatantly in your face obvious that you can't avoid them. Zabriskie Point, Manly. I mean, we joke about that, but it's so incredibly beautiful and
Yeah.
so prominent. You just can't help the first time you go there to make that particular image. But look at that big smile.
I'm holding my tongue.
Of course, you never have made that image.
Actually, I did once.
Did? Yes. Well, probably
Yeah,
first time like 25 years ago before
yeah,
anybody
maybe.
else had made it. Yeah. But again, circling back to what we're talking about. And so thank goodness, not everybody sees those same images, or they see the way they see based on that informed vision of the life that they lived.
And that's so funny. I just read a quote by Thomas Jefferson this morning. He
Oh,
was talking about how people are all anxious because we're all not thinking the same way. And he goes, wouldn't it be a terrible place if everyone looked the same and all food tasted the same? And he goes, it's the variety that makes life nice.
yeah.
But there is a jealousy when somebody else stood where you stood, got this incredible shot, and you were clueless, and it twangs at you. You go,
Ah,
oh, but it's okay because we also see things others don't see.
yeah.
And
So let's extend this a little bit. So I'm curious, what do you do? And you can ask me the same question and I'll answer. So what do you do if you see that image? You know, what now happens? Do you now go and look for 3 window images in churches and do it the next time?
I have. I've told that story where I saw the Three Crosses by Brian Kosoff and just fell in love with it, and found myself all the time looking for an image I could imitate.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times people see my Harbinger series and then send me photos of single clouds. It seems to be in our nature, but it's a reaction we need to resist. You know, Ansel already did Ansel, John already did John, Cole already did Cole. Do you? Wasn't that a 7-Up
Yeah, or
commercial? Just
something.
do you. Or maybe it was Dr. Pepper, just do you. And we
Yeah.
need to just do us and accept we are not the same as other people. When I created the angel Gabriel and my mentor criticized it for having him centered, she would have done it off center.
Yeah.
But I do it centered,
Yeah.
and somebody else might have done it completely different. That's okay and that's good.
Yeah.
Don't be
I,
jealous of others.
You're right, though. The tendency is you see that, oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Why didn't I think of it? Moment. It's so hard for me not to then put that into my, what I call my visual memory bank. And next time I'm out at a church, man, the pull is going to be so hard for me not to want to make that image I saw that somebody else did. And that takes work and that takes discipline for me, at least. It takes discipline to say,
You have to
you know what,
resist
this
it.
is not honest work. And
Some
that's where
argue
I'm
that
at.
some argue you need to do it and get it out of your system. I just say don't do it. Resist.
Yeah, that was a recent discussion we had, a previous discussion. It's true. Some people say just do it. I know Brooks has talked about that in his Here's a Thought podcast. He'll do it, get the Manly Beacon shot out of the way, and then say, okay,
Yeah.
now what am I really being taken by? But you're right. I'm speaking for me personally. It has taken work. You know, for me, when I see one of your great images, a Chuck, a Mitch, a Sarah, you know, the people that I love to talk about, it's really hard to not go, I'm going to make a beautiful grasses image like Sarah Marino just made, you
And
know?
when we see those phases in photography where someone does something, let's call it ICM, and then everyone does it. You know, there's that quote that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And then
Yeah.
I saw a little add-on that somebody put that mediocrity can pay to greatness. I
Oh,
don't think
interesting.
it's flattering to imitate other people's work. I really don't. Find your own vision, follow it, be happy with what you are and what you have created.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I
Well,
think it's
that's our mantra. I mean, we're sticking to it, aren't we? Because I think it's important. I think if that's all that we can accomplish with these silly little discussions that we like to have, uh, then I think we've succeeded. If we've caused people to just think for a minute about doing honest work from their vision and not worrying about all the other things and what other people think, the things that we've talked about so much, I think we've been really
yeah.
successful.
I plant seeds, and it also is very important for me to do these because it reinforces my views. I still struggle with all of these same issues that we talk about. I'm
Yeah,
constantly having to reinforce what I believe in, and these discussions help.
yeah, I agree. All right. Good to chat. We'll talk to you next time. Let me see if I hit the right button this time.